Hey, amazing book bosses. This is Tabitha Roach. I'm a senior director. I started my book boss business in November of 2003. And I'm so excited to talk with you today about book boss identity. I believe that identity is the collision of beliefs, strengths, and core values. And before we dive into the topic of book boss identity and you, let's talk a little bit about a couple other identities that are pretty close to us. The first is Usborne Publishing. Many years ago, Peter Usborne had the vision of what children's books should be and was relentless and is still relentless in fulfilling that vision and really fulfilling that identity of the types of books that they create with their individual unique strengths and operating from a place of strong core values in literacy and for children. We also have a pretty strong identity at Usborne Books and More, and a lot of people to thank for that. Number one, our fearless leader, Randall White, for having the vision of this business opportunity 30 plus years ago and for staying committed to that so that we can always continue to build it and fulfill it. And really, all of us are part of that. Collectively, we make up the UBAM identity. So, what do we believe? At UBAM, we believe in the power of exceptional books, and we believe that all children deserve those exceptional books. We believe in business ownership and the growth and freedom that comes with it. We believe in the power of leadership. And if you are not part of the UBAM leadership team yet, I encourage you to make that business decision for yourself. You will be amazed at what is on the other side of that leadership door and the incredible potential that is waiting for you to fulfill within you through leadership. Our strengths are our books, our programs, and our people. All of you, all of us, in our incredible home office and warehouse. Our core values are defined by our mission. And our mission reads, "The future of our world depends on the education of our children. We deliver educational excellence one book at a time. We provide economic opportunity while fostering strong family values. We touch the lives of children for a lifetime." That is who we are. And I don't know about you, but I could not be more proud to represent this incredible company and our identity. So we have a series of books that I believe really epitomizes who we are as a company and our identity. Our beloved That's Not My Books. This series is often a baby's first book love. This is my sweet baby Jace, who is now 2 years old. And this series knows its job, it knows its identity, and it knows how to fulfill it. I am very grateful that Peter Usborne decided to make all of our books edible because as a mama, oh my gosh, one of the sweetest sights is seeing my little guy on the floor, on his belly, just not able to resist licking that book, whether it's the Tough Detail and That's Not My Pony or countless other books that he has licked and chewed and actually even eaten. Sometimes these books hit all the senses, including taste. And the durability is part of who this series is as well. And it's more than just books. It knows that it has a grand job to fulfill. Sometimes it's a little baby runway. Sometimes it makes the perfect seat. But always, it is an incredible, engaging, comforting experience. Sometimes it happens alone, and many times it happens in the arms of someone who loves that child. This series is definitely what its strengths and its beliefs are. And the question for all of us is, how do we get closer to our full potential like the That's Not My series? Is it a new idea? Is it a new skill? Is it what somebody else is doing? The bottom line answer is the how is you. So let's talk about Book Boss identity, your Book Boss identity. Identity is the qualities of a person that makes them different from others. I highlighted that word different because it's really important. There are a lot of other book bosses around us, and through social media and everywhere, we're able to get a glimpse of what kind of just the surface of those businesses look like and those successes look like. And it can be very tempting to think that we need to be just like somebody else and just like their strengths in order to be our best and reach our full potential. But what makes us all different is the combination of our strengths, beliefs, and core values. And although sometimes we might be tempted to want to be like someone else, that is actually going in the opposite direction of our full potential. We want to be as different from everyone else. We want to be simply ourselves. When you have clarity and connection on these three components, your strengths, your beliefs, your core values, you're then building from a place of your book boss identity, and that is where your full potential can be developed. It's the only place. So let's look at the first one, strengths. Always operate from your strengths, because this creates a virtuous cycle. Obviously, when you are strong in something and you are working in that light, you are feeling confident, will maybe result in some praise and feeling energized and seeing progress and feeling happier, which affects the quality of your work, which then feeds your confidence on and on. Now, this does not translate to only operate from your strengths, only work from your strengths. Stay in the comfort of your strengths. Growth is stretching. If you want to grow, you have to stretch. What this means is keep your strengths a focal part of your business daily. Every day that you're working your business, make sure at some point you are operating from your strengths so that you can increase this virtuous cycle feeling. Because in order to build this business and to be successful, whatever you define that as, it is going to require you to grow. It's going to require you to do some uncomfortable things. It's going to require you to stretch yourself. And the more you fill yourself up with these positive feelings of your own natural strengths or even developed strengths, the more courageous and confident you're going to feel to take on those necessary, hard learning moments with building your business. The good news is, the more you stretch, the more strengths you gain. So what you want to do is pause or go back to this and write down, what are your strengths? Identify at least 3 of them. If you can't necessarily identify those for yourself, ask a friend, ask an upline, ask a downline, ask someone who loves you, and they will gladly tell you what your strengths are. Identify them, know them, and make them a focal part of your business. Okay, the second part or component to your book boss identity and getting to that sweet spot of your identity and your full potential. Belief. Beliefs prompt behavior. This comes from an incredible book, and much of what I say is from this book as well. And if this is something you need to dive deeper into because this is a big topic, I highly recommend this book. It can definitely help you to develop and grow through some of this area. So it's one thing to say, I'm the type of person who wants this, versus I'm the type of person who is this. There's something about the word want. We want things that we don't have. So if you keep telling yourself that it's something you want, you are telling yourself it is something that you do not have. and you're not going to be very likely to believe that you can get it. I want to recruit, or I am a recruiter. I want to have a strong growing team, or I lead a strong growing team. If belief prompts behavior, I don't know about you, but I know which behavior I want prompted. That I am a recruiter, not just that I want a recruit or to recruit. After a while, there is internal pressure to maintain your self-image and behave in a way that is consistent with your beliefs. You find, and this is subconsciously, whatever way you can to avoid contradicting yourself. So it starts with the wording that we use. And that has a subconscious meaning, which is going to prompt a behavior or action or even a lack of that. So Christy Wright told us, fake it before you feel it. And here's a little tip for that. If you are struggling with your own belief in yourself, let your belief in what you and we do at UBAM be larger than any lack of belief that you have in yourself. Eventually, enough action will give you the evidence you need to believe in you. So becoming the best version of you requires you to continuously edit your beliefs and upgrade and expand your identity. So my next question for you, and something to give thought to so that you can ensure that you're operating from that full potential place of your identity. What beliefs would you like to upgrade about your Book Boss identity? Is it something about recruiting? Is it that you're a leader? Is it that you're a tiara bearer? Is it that you're a senior director? Is it that you're a six-figure income earner or a trip earner, or that you are consistent, or that you're an awesome book partier, or that you're organized? What are those upgrades that you would love to make about your Book Boss identity, your beliefs of what your Book Boss identity is? Identify those. But the next step, prioritize them. What one would have the greatest impact on what you want to achieve with your business? Start with that one. Dive in and create some new habits to like maybe changing that one word that will help to create that new belief and that upgraded belief for your identity. Okay, the third component, core values. These are pictures of my lovely sisters. I actually have 4 sisters. We were born over a span of 5.5 years. And I'm a twin. And when my mom was, 8.5 months pregnant, because it was a week before we were due, she and my dad found out that they were having twins. At the time, they had a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, and now about to have twins. My dad thought for sure he was going to get his boy, and he didn't. He got 2 more girls, and he definitely cried a little bit, and I don't know if they were tears of joy. They tried one more time and got a 5th girl, and I don't think would have changed anything. That was many years ago, and then Paisley Park was just a recent sister trip that we took with our mom. And there's my amazing dad. Growing up, he was the only morning person in our house. Like, every person that woke up in the morning and came into the room, he'd be sitting there. Good morning, Tab. Are you full of vim, vigor, and vitality? I believe he usually just got grumbles and grunts in response, but it never stopped him from asking us that question that at the time really annoyed us. But now we absolutely cherish those memories. And unfortunately, 8 years ago, my dad had a heart attack. We were so lucky to all get to talk with him, and we thought that he was going to be okay. And 5 days later, he died from another heart attack. If you have ever lost someone close to you, you understand that lost feeling afterwards, where you kind of just question things in life. And that's where I was. 6 months after we lost my dad, I went to the UBM Leadership Conference, and the amazing speaker at the time was Julianne Jones, and she spoke on core values. I am so grateful that this training and experience came into my life at that time because I was in a really questioning place. Maybe you are right now. Maybe you have been before. What I learned that weekend was that we all have core values. We have things that are so important to us. And when those things are fulfilled, we feel at our best. We feel at our most fulfilled and happy and joyous and peaceful in our life. It is then that I truly understood that my dad was always living a life fulfilling his core values and his identity. And that is when I made the decision that that is how I wanted to live. I wanted to be that example for my children. And the bonus awesome thing that I discovered when I identified what my core values were, some of them freedom and fun and connecting, every core value that I listed is able to be fulfilled by this incredible business. What a unique blessing we have. Very few people can say that about their job and about a business that they have, that it can fulfill every core value that they hold dear to them. And we have that here at Usborne Books and More. And I encourage you to know this about yourself, know what your core values are, and build your business to fulfill those core values. Isn't that what life is all about? UBAM is not about changing you. It's about being you. And UBAM is the opportunity to discover that identity, to cultivate it, to live it. So take the time to really clarify and connect with those components that make you, you. Take all the ideas and inspiration around you, online and in person, all the book bosses that you meet and are inspired by. But work from your strengths and your beliefs and your core values so that you can work from your full potential, that you can develop it. What a win for you, for your family, for all of us, and for every child and family that you will impact because you did. Thank you.